is I want to touch on the things that we raised at the last forum and the actions taken. Just touch on some of the things, some of the achievements of the society and things that are going on, and then take some questions from the floor. Not familiar, this is a beautiful property that's owned by the Society on the waterfront of the Gold Coast. It's been subject to complete refurbishment, and we'll see from the picture that this is a wonderful property. It's been established as a respite facility. It can be used not just by people with MS and their families and or carers, but also other people with chronic neurological disease. We're a service organisation, and one of the things that has happened during this year is a client survey was distributed in October. I think this is really important. I mean, at the end of the day, the measure of how well we do is, are we actually providing services effectively and services that people want? And really that means continual measurement. So we are really keen on your feedback in terms of what we're doing and whether it actually meets your needs as members. The client survey was distributed in October, and the results came in through November. A total of 1,698 surveys were distributed. 82% agreed their needs were met by the staff. Now, I guess there's a lot of underlying was the leader in achieving or establishing the medical cooling and heating concession, which is providing a $216 annual rebate to people requiring financial assistance with medical cooling and heating costs. So that was a fantastic achievement, and the Queensland Government noted MS Queensland's role in advocating for that and assisting the process. So a great achievement.
I've had people speak to me regarding the 65 age bracket
Yes.
with accommodation, and I'm just wondering, is the board ever going to consider having accommodation for people over 65 with MS that really don't, nursing home don't have the right facilities for them or the care?
Yep.
And I've had quite a few phone calls over the past 12 months asking that suggestion. Have we thought?
Yes. Did you want to start with that topic, Trevor?
Yeah, I do. And look, it's a good question. And our commitment is that we're an organisation of looking after a disease which is a young person's disease. And so our focus has to be on meeting those accommodation needs of younger people for whom there is no other option, and there is an option for people aged over 65. But I just wanted to inject another level of information which just comes out of this National Disability Insurance Scheme, which John alluded to, which is necessary for us to look towards, and it's providing specific to MS would be met, and that would be our role. And that may even require us to provide financial top-up to allow them to staff to a level to meet that. We see that, and I'm not being prescriptive here how we do this, but I'm just saying these are the sort of options which we are very happy to canvass to make sure that people with MS have their needs met.
But now, really, 75 is the new 65. I mean, I've heard just in the business sector, I suppose, or somewhere on the news or somewhere, people saying people are going to need to work longer, whereas I remember 20 years ago they were trying to get rid of everybody at 50 out of public service. You know, I mean, the whole thing has swung around. Part of the swinging around is the physical thing, that people at 65 are not ready to be called aged. They're simply physically not ready. A lot of them are not ready to give up lots of things. Now, I think the NDIS is a terrific idea, and obviously we don't want to put people off discussing that, and you know, we need to get that accepted, and that's the main focus now. But this it's up to 65 thing. We need to start introducing, and I know that MSQ has been very involved with the NDIS, which I think is terrific. But as I say, we need to all start introducing the fact that we should be looking at 75 minimum as being that sort of cut-off, rather than this mythical 65, you're ready to be an old person.
is, you know, we as a society can provide residential care for a small number of people. You know, that is the issue. We've got limited resource, and you know, you know, clearly part of our job is to provide it for young people with high needs. And so it gets down to that real question of how do you carve up your resource.
I think the major group of people with MS are people in that, given the fact that it develops through your 20s, 30s, 40s, the majority of people are going to be 40 to 70, let's say. That's where the bulk of the membership is going to be. And they're the people who need, also, we need to just maybe it's another group we should be looking at in a slightly different way from, you know, the divisions of, I'm just suggesting that we should start just introducing the idea that this needs to be looked at slightly.
In terms of what they're actually doing in educating the staff and the services that the aged care facilities are actually providing. It's not something that shows up in our stats, but it's an enormous part of these guys, what they're actually doing on a one-on-one level. Clients, patients, whatever, who are ending up in these places through multitudes of different reasons that aged care is the only option for them. We've now seen the young person in residential aged care funding come in, the amount of effort that these guys are fighting with DSQ to get additional services, additional supports into those aged care places means they're battling an aged care funding out of federal government, a state budget funding, managing the young people's initiative. I just think that the guys, it's not something that shows up in stats, but in terms of one-on-one support for a client and the families of people who do end up in aged care, these guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful job battling a number of different bureaucracies to try and improve services where aged care is our only option.
Well, that's a very good point. Thank you everyone for coming here today. I hope this has been informative. Feedback, like anything else, is welcome. The idea is obviously to give everyone a chance to raise issues and have a discussion. We'll continue to do this regularly, so thank you very much.